Good morning, everyone. I'm just painting out in my studio and hanging out, and I was thinking about a couple things, and I thought, you know what, why don't I just turn on the camera and think out loud and share, and if it's helpful to somebody, awesome. If it's not, it's not. I'm finishing up 5 babies, but technically 6 babies, because I'll tell you a quick story. I have a customer who really wanted Darren. I have a couple of customers who really wanted Darren. I don't do holds, returns, reserves, layaway plans, trade babies, swap babies, all that stuff. And it's not because I'm trying to be a mean person. It's just because I am kind of stretched thin in real life. And it's all good stuff. I mean, I do freelance artwork. I do the baby thing, which I'm really focusing more on right now just because I'm having so much fun and the feedback is awesome and I really appreciate that. I have, a family, which comes first. I have a now 7-year-old who, you know how that is. And that requires a lot of attention. I'm also a city official, which is my kind of free job that I absolutely love. And so that doesn't leave a lot of time for keeping track of who wants what, and this baby needs to have this color hair and this color eyes and needs to go to this person's cousin and we'll pay you half this time and $20 next time. I wouldn't be able to keep track of it. My brain just does not work that way. So I just can't. And then when people ask me, I always feel so bad. And I don't mean it to I don't want people to think that I'm being snobby or not agreeable. I would let you down, trust me. And I don't like to bite off more than I can chew, and I don't like to let people down. I like to keep my word. And in doing so, I really have to be conscious about the commitments that I make. And that's something that's taken me a long time to learn. I'd rather just say, I can't. I wish I could, but I can't, rather than, I know I said I'd get it to you, but my dog got the flu and my house burned down, knock on wood, and I had to have my wisdom teeth out, and so I don't do that. So anyway, and she missed him, and she was bummed, and I think she was waiting a while for him, hoping to get him. And so she ended up buying another baby, a really nice baby. Before I had a chance to ship him, I think it was actually the same day or the next day, she wrote me this really nice email. And she said, and by the way, what I just did was just add a little extra blushing to this baby because sometimes it starts to fade a bit after a lot of baking. And some things get a little bit darker and richer and the layers get more intense. And some things kind of bleach out a little bit, or after you've done a bunch of layers, that color isn't as vibrant as it was the first time because it got covered by other layers. And what I'm doing at this moment, in case you're wondering, is this poor little baby got some brown on its ears from when I painted, and I wiped it off, but unfortunately I didn't wipe it off well enough, and I can see a little bit there. Probably no one in the whole world would notice if I didn't point it out. But if I notice it, I have to fix it, or else, I don't know, I'll wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and worry about it. I'm one of those people. There's a difference between this is my style and this is me being sloppy. And I really try not to be sloppy. I'm human and I might miss something, but the baby you get from me is the baby that's painted the way I would like a baby painted. If I got that baby and ordered that baby, that's the baby I'd be happy with. So I'm not sending you a baby that I wouldn't be happy with. Anyway, I digress as usual. What I was going to say was this poor customer sends me this letter and she says, I bought this baby. He's a great baby, but honestly, he's not the baby I really wanted. I really wanted Darren. Is there any possible way that you can not ship him, keep the money, and send a Darren when you make one? I had to sleep on it. am I doing something that I said I wouldn't do? And if I'm doing it for one person, it's not fair not to do it for a bunch of other people. And is this going to turn into something else? And I may have overthought it a little bit, but I slept on it and I got up the next day and I said, look, this is a customer that is a kind person. We have a good relationship, and she just really wants the baby that she wants. And she's not asking me to make a custom baby. She's going to take whatever Darren I make. I think she just would be happy with the next Darren. And I think that shows that she trusts me as an artist, and so I need to trust her as a client. And at the end of the day, I want to make people happy. I don't want her to be stuck with a baby she doesn't want to have. I want her to be happy to open up that box and be excited. So I wrote to her and I said, I'll order a Darren and I will get to him and get him to you as soon as I can. I am not a person who likes projects hanging over my head. I'm one of those kids, when I went to school, if the teacher said that book report is due on the 25th and today was the 3rd, I would have it done in a couple of days, because I'd rather just get it done and not have to worry about it anymore. I tried to teach that to my kids. They didn't think that was as much a good idea as I did when I was their age. They were, all my kids are last minuters. They're like, oh, it's due on Friday? Well, I'll get it done Thursday night at 9 o'clock. And it caused a lot of headaches raising kids. You got to pick your battles, and your kids have to figure it out for themselves. But ooh, it used to just drive me crazy. I'd say, now come on, you have it due. Let's work on that, I got it, Mom, I got it. It's frustrating as a parent when your style is different. So anyway, I told her I'd get that done. So I did, and Bountiful Baby never disappoints. They've got good shipping practices. They're on their game. You know what I mean? They know what they're doing. And I ordered him and he came in a couple of days. And I just added him to the 5 babies I was working on and just did my best to get him caught up with everybody else. What I'm doing right now is putting on nails. I like to put a little bit of pink and even out the nail bed a little bit. I don't do moons just because some of these toenails are so itty bitty tiny that if I sit there and make myself go blind putting moons on, and they're never even seen, it just seems like I could use my time a little bit more wisely doing something else that you can see. Especially on this foot. Ooh-wee, it's tiny. There's barely any toenail on this poor little baby. For a while, that whole French manicure thing was really popular, and everybody gave their babies these little French manicures. And then some people moved away from it. I still do it because I like there to be that illusion of nail tip there. It's preference. It's whatever you like. I don't think there's any right or wrong. So my goodness, I'm all over the place today. And I didn't even have a cup of tea this morning. So I wrote to her and I said, I'll get that Darren out to you. And she was just happy. She said, whenever, however, I'm going to be patient. I'm just so happy. Thank you so much. I feel so bad. I feel so bad. I told her, don't feel bad. So I'm getting him caught up. So that's why I have 6 babies on my workbench right now. And in case you haven't seen any of my other videos, 5 is my magic number. I like working in 5s. That doesn't mean I get 5 done in a week or I get 5 done in any set amount of time. Those 5 get done when they get done. But I like to work on them together. It keeps me from getting bored. And also, when I'm rooting hair and when I'm doing photography, I like to have those babies all going at the same time. Because it's messy. All that stuff is super, super messy. And I have to clean off my whole table. And, you don't want all of that mohair on everything. So I have to put everything away and kind of have mohair days. And with photography, because I don't have natural light in my studio, I have to do photography out in my sunroom. And that means I have to move anything that I'm using for photography, babies, props, blankets, clothes, all that stuff out to my sunroom. And I'd rather do it all in one day, or a couple of days. I'm at the stage where I'm just doing all of the nail beds, and I'm tidying up hair and looking for any messy bits and just trying to make them the baby that I think is ready to go home. Thinking a lot about stuff, and I thought, you know, why not just talk about it? But when I'm out here, I tend to listen to podcasts, get caught up with the news. I know that's boring for some people, but I happen to be a news junkie. Get caught up with the news, listen to podcasts, and watch or listen to other YouTubers who are reborners. And because I haven't been in this community very long, there are a lot of videos that I have not seen. And some of them are kind of awesome, and some of them not as awesome. But hey, you know, it's work, and it's a gift when people put videos out for other people. A lot of us are not monetized, so we don't make any money doing it. We just do it because we're building community. And that's not to say, you know, if something happened and I got the opportunity to be monetized, I would say, oh, no, thank you. On principle, I don't believe in monetization. It's not that I don't believe in it. It's just that right now my channel is small and intimate, and I like it that way. And it works for me, and I don't want to be working for YouTube. I don't want to be taking time away from all the other stuff that I like to do YouTube. I want YouTube to be pleasurable. I want it to be fun. So yeah, so I listen to other people's videos, and I was a little bit shocked. And I think some of these were older videos, but there are like, and it kind of frightens me a little bit, and this is why I'm bringing it up. It feels like their primary goal is to kind of, I don't know, complain. I think they think they're critiquing other artists, and I don't think, from what I can tell, it doesn't seem like those other artists have asked for that. And it seems like that level of critique would be something that would be private between, you know, from artist to artist. I need eyes on a baby, this, you know, thing that I'm trying, or on my babies, and I respect you as an artist, and can I send you a baby and you can take a look at it and tell me what you think and tell me what I can do better. I think that's cool and super helpful. But it seems to me that for a while there must have been some kind of trend where people would order babies and then just tear them apart on YouTube. And I think that's nasty. And some of these artists are like well-known artists, you know, or well-known YouTubers. They'll like order a baby from another well-known artist and set up the situation where they're so excited to get this baby in the mail and let's open it up. And then they'll sit there and pick it apart. And I'm thinking, how can you do that to your peers? That's not cool. I don't know. I come from, you know, I have an art school background, and that's not critique. That's not something I ever experienced in art school. That would be, you know, very poor form. I think that if you ordered a baby and spent a lot of money on a baby from another artist, and there was something really wrong with that baby, or you got something that you weren't expecting, I would probably contact that artist and say, hey, I'm not sure if this was intentional. I wasn't expecting this. I'm not real happy with this. Can we talk about this? And see if you can work it out with them privately. But I wouldn't go on YouTube and just tear them apart. I mean, I can't imagine that's good for anybody. I can't imagine that's helpful to anybody. To me, it just seems like, you know, shit disturbing, honestly. It just seems like it comes from an unhealthy place or a very unkind place. I can't change that, and it's just my opinion. And what I can do is try to learn from it, and I just don't think I'll ever do that. And I hope nobody does that to me. It made me nervous, like, oh my gosh, what if somebody ordered a baby from me and they got on YouTube and they said, oh, look at how terrible this is, and she should have put more varnish over here, and I see this little tiny spot here. That's an awful feeling to think that somebody would do that.